There are new generations coming in to work for and by people who use drugs. There are new people who use drugs are coming into the overall movement. So, as 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 a senior and experienced member of the ANPUD, what message would you like to give these new people that are coming in?
Probably a few messages I would, give that. I come from an NGO background, so I worked in drug treatment, initiated drug treatment, harm reduction services, etc. After I, was treated myself. And from that perspective, I realized that recently stopped drug users are very, in the main, not I'm not generalizing, but mainly, are very judgmental and harsh towards their brothers and sisters who are continuously using drugs. It's as if they become God's right hand. They sit in judgment on all their communities without realizing it's a very slippery slope here. You're never sure that you will, not again use. And would you like to be treated like that? So I think the humanity, the humane, spirit, the spirit of support, if you can't help or pull me up, at least don't push me down. That sort of philosophy is what the newer, generations need to think about. It's a very difficult environment for everyone, so not to be brash and upfront and confrontational, but to be gentle and be diplomatic. Yeah. Diplomacy wins in every single case. Diplomacy will win. For example, we had we had initiated OST, buprenorphine substitution in India. It was much before anywhere else in the world, buprenorphine was implemented. So what we did was research the thing, the efficacy, the whole processes, and initiated buprenorphine substitution. At that time in Delhi, as in other cities also, a very strong NA movement. And the NA movement was quite intimately sort of linked somehow to us. They would come and say, oh, at your drop-in centers, can we do some sessions, etc. I would imagine, younger generation would outright refuse them. No, you all have a philosophy that we don't agree with. But what we did was to invite them in here and say, yes, here, we have 100 drug users who are coming. I'm giving an example. We had, 300-400 every day. But from the 100, how many will you take? And, what they sponsor and all that to get, And if you can take 10, don't bother, worry or anything. I'll give you 50. We have too much of a quota. There are so many people out there who don't know what to do, don't have the resources, and want to stop or get help. But we pick and choose the people who, I don't know, look good or whatever, are cleaner than the dirty drug users on the street. We can't discriminate in that manner. I mean, I've been kicked out of my home for so many times here. I was sleeping on the streets with a mat and all that sort of stuff. I was very dirty. How can you keep yourself clean here? Living on the roads, your chappal, your feet are very, very black almost. So appearances form a very strong first impression. Not to look at that, that's not the criteria we must judge it. So I forgot your main question really.
The message is for the new generation.
Yes. So don't go by that yardstick, Go by compassion, go by what would you do or what would you want when you needed help or you wanted help or, what would you expect your friends, your whoever to treat you like? And I think that's the way to inculcate newer people. We've done so many harm reduction trainings across this region in China, etc., and Myanmar. And it's always, with law enforcement people over there, etc. And 9 times out of 10, the police officers have come up to me and said, I really thank you for that messages that you have given and exposing your life and history to us. We didn't know that this is the life, and in future when we want to, do anything, I think, I will always remember what you said in XYZ place. And that's a very, it's very satisfying to hear that from who are we supposed to be enemies with. They're not our enemies, that's a job for them. They're ordered by others. In Delhi, during the prime, we had 29 policemen coming for substitution in our drop-in centers. And we protected their identities, etc. So everyone is vulnerable,